Take a deep breath in. As you breathe in a resourceful feeling of calm and relaxation. And as you exhale, just allow any feelings of stress and tension to slowly leave your body in your outward breath. Breathing in and breathing out, just relax those eyelids and notice that with your eyes closed, you're able to become increasingly aware of any feelings of discomfort, any feelings of tension, any feelings of stress. So as you breathe in and breathe out, just decide it's time to let go. Feeling like you're able to let go of any feelings of tension. So breathe in that feeling of resourcefulness and just allow that tension to leave your body in your outward breath. That's it. Breathing in and breathing out. Feeling deeper and deeper relaxed. That's it. More and more comfortable. That's it. And I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine a door, and a door that leads to a futuristic laboratory. Just imagine you're standing in front of that door. I'm going to count down from 5 to 1, and you will imagine walking through the door and ending up in this futuristic laboratory. 5, just breathing in, breathing out, maybe putting your hand on the handle. 4, turning the handle. 3, opening the door. 2, walking through the door, and 1, closing the door behind you, as you now find yourself in this futuristic laboratory. I want you to imagine there is a big, comfortable chair, and either side of that comfortable chair are 2 glass cylinders. The cylinders are empty, but a scientist in the room says that they are going to clone you to have 2 additional versions of you. But first of all, they need to attract and attach sensors on your body, take blood tests, replicate your genetic code. So you rest in that comfortable chair, feeling deeper and deeper relaxed. They put something over your eyes, different colors dancing in different shapes. And as I count down from 5 to 1, I want you to imagine what it would be like to drift off into your own imagination in that chair, in that futuristic laboratory. 5, eyelids getting heavier and heavier and heavier. 4, arms and legs feeling limp, loose, heavy. 3, your breathing slows all the way down. 2, internal organs start to relax, letting go of all tension. And 1, just drifting off into your own imagination. And imagine now that you're watching the experiment unfold. You can see yourself there, almost looking like you're asleep in that chair, and you can lift up your arm, feel it limp and loose, just like the limbs of a puppet with no strings. As you let it go, just see it flop back into the chair. And then you can see there is a glass cylinder life-size to your left and a glass cylinder life-size to your right. And there is a clone of you at your current age, now visible in each of these glass cylinders. But this is where the experiment starts, not where the experiment ends. In this laboratory, they can speed up time, and they imagine what would happen if they influenced the diet and the intake of substances for each of these respective versions of you. You can see the actual version of you asleep in that chair, and you can see two new versions of you looking exactly at your current age. And in the cylinder on the left, I want you to imagine you will see what happens to the aging process of that version of you that is only allowed to eat or drink or consume processed foods. Maybe they drink sodas, maybe they eat snacks. No healthy, natural foods are allowed in the version of you in the left cylinder. And the version of you in the right cylinder can only drink pure water, can only consume food from the earth powered by sunshine and rainwater, lean proteins, fresh, natural salads, vegetables and fruits. And then they start the timer. Each minute represents a week. So to begin with, you notice that they're eating those kind of foods in the cylinder. Maybe you see snacks, food in packets, sodas being drunk with a straw in that version of you on the left. But to begin with, there's no big changes. There's no big changes between that version of you and the version that is eating fresh fruit and salads. But I want you to imagine they speed up the time. So every minute becomes a year. And I want you to see that version of you in the left getting more and more bloated, increasing their body fat percentage. And you can see the body fat building up around their cheeks, their arms, their legs. Maybe they're wearing a swimming costume, so it's easy to see the impact of these changes on their body. In just 2 or 3 minutes, that version of you in the left is starting to look sick. Maybe there's blotches on the skin. Maybe they're looking older. And allow it to continue until it's been perhaps 5 years. And you can see they're not brimming with vitality and energy. They're looking lethargic, drowsy, sleepy, sick, in low mood, anxious, paranoid perhaps. And let's imagine another 5 years go by. This is now you, 10 years in the future. 10 years of only eating processed food, maybe smoking, drinking alcohol, having lots of refined sugar, refined carbohydrates. 10 years is now finished, and both versions now leave the cylinders. You could see that original version of you still asleep in the chair, but there's now 2 versions of you exactly 10 years older. And I want you to talk to that version of you that has only been eating processed food, only been drinking sugary foods. Have a conversation with them. Ask them how they feel. Ask them if they have any pains, any inflammation, if they get sick often. How do they sleep? Do they get constipated? How's their emotions? How's the relationship with the people in their life? How's their confidence levels, their levels of self-esteem? And perhaps you can get a sense that this is someone that, to begin with, thought there was no harm in just having this processed food, until it started affecting their biochemistry. They became addicted to that sugar. they needed it. When they were stressed, they ate. When they were anxious, they ate. When they felt unworthy, they ate even more. And I want you to see someone that was caught in a loop, and for 10 years, it's had a devastating impact on their body. I want you to ask the most important question. Are they happy? And just listen to their response. You can see all the body fat, their arms, their leg, around the neck. They look older. They don't look 10 years older. Maybe they look 15 or 20 years older. And then thank them. Thank them for their time, their insight, their information. They go back in the cylinder. And then you speak to that other version of you that for 10 years has been eating fresh natural foods powered by rainwater and sunshine, pure water, being active. I want you to see someone smiling, full of energy, exuding confidence, exuding a natural beauty. They have an aura that just projects whatever emotion you expect them to project. Just, you get a sense that they are slim, they are healthy. They're also wearing the same swimming costume, but you can see 10 years of eating healthy natural foods has had a completely different impact on them. And I want you to ask the same questions. How do they feel? How do they sleep? How often do they go to the doctor? Have they had any surgery? How's their creativity, their inspiration, their energy levels, their vitality? How do they manage being a parent? And if you evaluate that this version has more choices, more options, more confidence, more health, more vitality, let me know by nodding your head. And this version wasn't trying to lose weight. This is a version of you that accepted themselves, but also accepted reality. You've been gifted with a genetic combination, and you can make the most of that genetic combination, or you can waste that genetic combination. You can train your body to store fat. You can train your body to get sick, to experience diseases, or you can train your body to self-heal rapidly. You can train your body to have sky-high confidence. And if you decide that of those two extremities of you, you know which direction you'd rather go, let me know by nodding your head. Give them a hug, say goodbye, see them go back into the cylinder. And then see that they rewind them both all the way back to the present. And then imagine that you are stepping into that version of you into the chair. And we're now going to give your unconscious mind certain ideas that can help you to decide who you will be in 10 years' time. And as you drift into a state of deep relaxation, you realize that you are a unique and valuable individual. You are worthy of love and acceptance, just as you are. Your worth is not defined by external standards, but by the beautiful essence that resides within you. Every day, you will awaken with a renewed sense of self-acceptance. You acknowledge your strengths and embrace your This self-love fuels your motivation to work towards your ideal self, creating a harmonious balance. And you find yourself irresistibly drawn to the nourishing foods of the earth. Vibrant fruits, crisp vegetables, whole grains. These foods are like gifts from nature, fueling your body with energy and vitality. With each bite, you feel more connected to the earth and its natural bounty. The colors of the rainbow now hold a special meaning for you. They symbolize the diverse nutrients that your body craves. As you eat the rainbow, you embrace the variety of flavors, textures, and nutrients that nature offers, enhancing your well-being on every level. And your connection to the earth deepens with every mindful bite you take. You savor the taste of each ingredient, feeling the life force and energy that comes from the soul, sun, and rain. That the soil itself has nutrients, and these fruits and vegetables extract those nutrients, acting as a vehicle into you. And this act of self-care radiates outwards, creating a positive ripple effect. Each and every time you make a conscious choice to nourish yourself with single ingredient natural foods, you reinforce your self-acceptance and self-love. Your journey towards your ideal self is driven by love and compassion, not criticism or comparison. You are gentle with yourself, understanding that growth takes time. This approach propels you forward with a sense of optimism and joy. Feel how good it feels to feel a profound appreciation for your body and its abilities. As you nurture it with nourishing foods, you develop a deep respect for its wisdom and resilience. Your body is your companion on this journey, and you treat it with kindness and gratitude. And the motivation to become your ideal self comes from a place of excitement and empowerment. You set goals that resonate with your true desires, aligning with your values and passions. This empowers you to take consistent steps forward, celebrating every achievement along the way. And just as the earth goes through seasons of growth and change, you too embrace the natural cycles of life. You accept that transformation is a gradual process, and each season brings its own lessons and opportunities. And you can navigate these cycles with grace and resilience. Because your journey towards self-acceptance and growth is a testament to your inner strength and courage. You recognize that challenges are simply stepping stones on the path to becoming the best version of yourself. With each challenge overcome, you emerge even stronger. Continue to breathe in and breathe out, feeling deeply connected with your own body. As your bond with the planet deepens, as you align your choices with its natural rhythms, you find joy in choosing foods that are grown sustainably and harvested with care. This connection amplifies your sense of purpose and your commitment to a healthier, happier life. And the more you accept and love yourself, the more magnetic you become to positive experiences and relationships. You radiate a self-assured energy that attracts like-minded individuals who appreciate and support your journey. And this journey towards self-acceptance and well-being is being guided by your inner compass. You can trust your intuition and make choices that align with your authentic self. This intuitive guidance leads you towards optimal health and happiness. This love and acceptance you feel for yourself extends outwards to those around you. Your presence becomes a source of inspiration, encouraging others to embark on their own journeys of self-discovery and growth. And as you cultivate this deep sense of self-acceptance, you naturally release the need for external validation. You recognize that your worth comes from within, and this newfound liberation empowers you to live authentically and fearlessly. Your body is a temple, a vessel of your unique spirit. With every nourishing choice you make, you honor and cherish this vessel, allowing it to thrive and flourish. This sense of reverence fuels your desire to make choices that promote vitality and well-being. Your relationship with food transforms as you embrace whole, natural ingredients. Food becomes a source of nourishment, energy, and pleasure. You savor every bite, relishing in the experience of fueling your body with love and intention. Your self-acceptance journey is a testament to your resilience and determination. You overcome obstacles with unwavering strength, viewing setbacks as opportunities for growth, because your journey is marked by progress, not perfection. With each passing day, your connection to the earth and its nourishing gifts deepens. You recognize that by choosing foods that are powered by sunshine and rainwater, you are participating in a beautiful dance of harmony with the planet, embracing your role as a guardian of its treasures. And I want you to create an image in your mind of a future version of you that will be created 10 years from now, living this way. And your intuition already knows which version of the two versions you met it's becoming closer to. This is no longer a probability. This is becoming a destiny. You don't have to wait for short-term results. You know that by going on this path, you are manifesting a future of confidence, worthiness, health, and vitality. You are literally creating your very best self. And if your unconscious mind accepts that this is a useful and beneficial way to move towards your future, let me know by nodding your head. I want you to imagine you awaken from that chair, you remove the sensors, but you feel different from the version of you that sat down in that chair. You say goodbye to the scientists, believing that somehow there is a genetic code awakened in you to manifest your ideal self, day by day, week by week, month by month, until who you see in the mirror is the person you were always meant to be. You leave the laboratory, you go through that same door, you close the door behind you, and now you find yourself back in your own body, firmly in the present, as you take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, really connecting with being in the present, but taking all of these ideas, these new ways of thinking, but mainly this 100% self-acceptance with you. As I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you, you will awaken with that self-acceptance, with an insatiable desire to eat the rainbow, be fed from the nourishing gifts of earth, and to manifest your ideal destiny. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.